Hello everyone and welcome to this vlog from Padua in Italy. There are beautiful buildings, there are wonderful things to see, but most of all for this vlog there is incredible Italian food. And we even have a go at cooking it.
So we're in Padua for the very, very first time. Very excited because I don't know about you, but I love a bit of Italian food. In fact, I know you love Italian food.
Of course I do.
And we are actually going to go to the market. We're meeting a lady called Vittoria, and then we're going to go to the market, buy some food, and then we are going to cook it.
This is Piazza della Frutta because in ancient times sell special fruits.
Oh, I see.
Instead, in the other part, the name Piazza delle Erbe. This is the vegetable market, the Erba market. And this beautiful stone arcade made it the most important market in Europe. Because most European cities, if they were lucky enough to have a covered market, had ones covered with wood. But here it is stone. That's very, very unusual. It's absolutely beautiful. And Padua is famous for its frescoes. In fact, it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site because of its frescoes. And you can see some of them just underneath the first floor arcade.
Oh yeah.
They are magnificent. We've come upstairs to the first floor overlooking the markets. The Palazzo della Ragione was the civic and economic heart of the entire city. This housed the halls of justice, all of the administrative chambers, and it was surrounded by the markets that are around it and below it. And the history goes back far further than that because this entire palazzo was built on the site of the Roman Forum. But we have come up here for a very specific reason. We are going to go into the Salone, a huge hall, and now you can imagine this is built in 1200s. What an impact a room of this size would have had. It would have caused total awe in all visitors who came here. But we're here not to see its size, but to see its frescoes. It originally had frescoes by Giotto. Sadly, they were destroyed in a fire. But the suite of frescoes that are here today were created in the 1430s, and we can still see them. They are glorious. Follow me. Frescoes that were added in 1430 are only the top 3 rows. The paintings of animals that are below actually date from the 1200s. There are 333 rectangular paintings in this room, and they're split between the 12 months. So each section shows the zodiac for that month, and not only the daily activities that would happen during that month, but also the characteristics of people born in that month. So I'm going to go and find Leo and see what characteristics I should have. There is Leo. The sun is being held on a chariot because obviously August is the sunniest month. We have someone riding out with a falcon. There's a man harvesting grapes because, of course, that was the most important activity in August. That would be the start of the actual grape harvest for winemaking. Okay, what star sign are you?
Sagittarius.
Let's go have a look. Well, I'm August and you're December, Ollie, so you must be at completely the opposite end of the room to me.
Steph, it's actually quite a long walk to the end of this room. This is insanely large.
This is my exercise for the day. There's Sagittarius, look, there's a centaur with a bow and arrow. And the planet of Sagittarius is Jupiter. That is a planet which represents and protects the powerful sovereigns, wise men, very intellectual, clever people. It's shown as a man on a throne holding the scepter and the globe.
I'm really enjoying the tour very, very much.
But I think you'll be a little bit disappointed, whereas I have a man harvesting grapes. For December, you have a peasant farmer butchering a pig.
Oh yes, I'm a little less keen on that, has to be said.
I mean, if it was me, I'd have gone for, Christmas festivities, but no, yeah. They went with a pig butchering.
Well, listen, between us, we got a hog roast and a nice glass of wine, so could be worse. Steph, you know what this is?
Table?
Yeah, table. Well, it's actually a seat. So this is called the Stone of Shame. So this came from the 13th century. And apparently if people were in debt, before that they would be in prison for their whole life. So a friar thought that was a little bit of a harsh punishment. So he came up with this other way of punishing people. If you had debts, you would have to come sit on this seat, which was in the middle of the hall.
Don't look at me.
After a big shopping trip, strip down to your underwear and sit on there 3 times over a period of days until you were significantly humiliated.
You'd want to make sure you're wearing your best underwear.
Absolutely, Marks and Spencer special. I think my underwear's quite good today. Stone of shame, Stephanie? How's that shopping trip?
I really don't think so. Let me just check my credit card. I think we're good.
Yeah, you can see these signs. They are the ancient types of measures of the 13th century. So an arm for textile.
When people were shopping, they used to come and make sure they had the right measure.
That's amazing. It's such a good idea.
We have a lot of historical bar. You can find a specialty of the town is panino con mortadella or porchetta. Mortadella, you know mortadella, okay. And porchetta is the pork roasted with herbs, very, very good. This is tramezzini. These are made in different ways back of Venice, because Venice is very okay with the cup, okay, the bowl. This is flat. But it's the same. And then Madam cut the mortadella with the bread. It's very lovely.
So much mortadella in there. All of these licenses for the shops are passed on through the generations.
To generation, exactly. You have a lot of fresh plates and products. Very good. Kind of market, you have to go to Prato della Valle, the third Sunday of the...
we
love too much England things. Guarda, anche tutte le tazzinelle belle. England.
We've even got Winston Churchill up there.
The curiosity of this clock is you can see all the astrological symbols, okay, but there isn't the balance.
There's no
Libra because the constructor wasn't paid, probably, they say, the legend, like revenge, because it feel like an injustice, it wasn't paid, so...
No Libra.
But you can see, in fact, there is a long space between
Scorpio. Scorpio's very big.
In fact, esatto.
Oh, well, I think I found my house, actually.
Why not?
Stunning building.
Yeah. You can see fresco under the arch.
Very little is known of Shakespeare's life, but there is a real chance that he was in Padua, and this is the house from The Taming of the Shrew.
Yes. The legend says that probably here lives The Taming of the Shrew, the comedy of Shakespeare.
Fantastic.
I'm so jealous.
It was the house of my parents and my father especially. And so I live here for a long time when I was a child. And so for me, it's a very sentimental house.
Is this one of your...
My grandfather and grandmother, the grandfather, so the bisnonni of my father.
I love the look of it.
It was a doctor.
Yes, I see, yeah.
Yeah, she is la nonna Giuseppina. And you can find there, you can see, there is a Riviera del Brenta, because probably ancient there was a villas in Riviera of the family.
This has the best Italian kitchen I have ever seen.
I haven't seen the kitchen yet.
So first of all, look, everything's set for lunch. Look at this.
This is the most wonderful house.
And look at, hang on. Let's look at the kitchen. This is like my dream Italian kitchen. These look really proper ones, don't they? I keep asking for Camilla to allow me to have one, but apparently I have this habit of buying kitchen gadgets that just never get used.
Well, I can tell you one thing. I have one at home that's an attachment on my mixer. And I think we've used it twice.
What are we going to cook?
We start with crostini with baccalà, the spritz.
Yeah, spritz, I think, yeah.
We made the tagliatelle with fresh pasta.
I'm so silly. I forgot to bring a hair tie for cooking, but there's an elasticated bit in my bracelet, so I'm going to see if I can tie that with a bracelet. Yes.
Well, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Do you want to do a twirl? It's actually really pretty. And now we have a...
Apron time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what that is, but it's very cute.
Oh, you've got the Italian sweets. Oh, you won on the apron front. That's a very good one.
So I won on the apron off?
You definitely won on the apron.
Am I going to win on the cooking off? That's the question.
Definitely not.
I suspect that you will win on the cooking off. You've done a lot more cooking than I have.
Did you see these, Ollie?
Little molds.
Oh, I love them.
What are they for?
They must be for little sweets, little tiny petit fours. I suddenly realise I don't have enough tiny little moulds in my life. And it's the same thing as the pasta maker. I never use them.
I'm just pinching myself in this kitchen because I just have this dream of having an Italian kitchen like this. And if you've got the tins of tomatoes, it's just... Oh, you just want to get stuck in, don't you? Makes me want to cook, which is unusual, let's be clear.
But first of all, I prepare the tagliatelle. To receive it's very easy.
100 grams of flour to 1 egg. So it's nice and simple.
And is this special
Very
flour?
easy. Double zero.
Double zero.
Double zero.
So I prepare 4. Facciamo il buco hole.
Yes.
In the center of the flour. Okay.
And you just do this straight onto the table.
Direct. Yes. So you can do
Straight inside.
yeah.
Oh, this is so clever.
Un po' alla volta, ok?
Yes.
Un po' alla volta, un po' alla volta. Bene, così le uova.
This is fascinating.
Perché non si rompe
little bit
sempre.
now.
Cioè, ecco, sì,
Ok.
va bene. Dopo ve la lascio maneggiare. In Emilia-Romagna, it's a region of Italy. The person who prepare sfoglia, the name of the pastas is sfoglia. They are named sfogline or sfogline, yes, or asdore. It's a dialect word that mean women which prepare the pastas.
It's a special name.
A special name because all the women in Emilia-Romagna prepare pasta every day. This kind of every day. I try to incorporate all the flour, yes.
Okay. And there's no other ingredient.
No,
It is
Finished.
just flour and eggs.
it's important.
Delicious as well.
So
Stephanie. Dig deep.
You have to work with this part of the end.
like this.
Yeah.
And then
It's,
turn. Not mixing enough in.
no,
No.
it's better to prepare so and to
Yes.
incorporate so.
Oh, like that. So
Così,
just picking it up.
Esatto. Probably we have put too much flour, you can see, because not all is being incorporated. In this case, it's possible to put a little fill of water, just to complete, but sometimes it's not necessary.
I'd like you to know that in this situation I'm management.
Yeah, there you are in the fancy apron.
I'm
just
going to
watching.
eat the fruits of your labour later while directing you now.
And can you push a little bit harder?
Oliver, be careful, you won't be getting any of this. Okay, so you can add a tiny, tiny bit of water if you can tell it's not going to soak up all of the flour.
It's a bit like a stress ball now. Can I have a go? Because you
have a lot of stress
I'm a
to
highly
get out.
stressed person.
Right.
Can I go? No, I'm joking. Not really.
Vai.
Right, here we go.
Vai.
It wasn't a joke. No, no. Am I stressed?
Dai.
Stephanie, we've got to go. Wow. Actually, it is quite therapeutic. I think this could be good for me. I think it would turn me into a nicer human being.
Vai, che così fai forza, muscle.
You'll be a muscular, nice human being as well.
Muscular? No, that's
Yeah.
never going to happen.
I think you need to just make one batch of pasta a day.
It's very elastic.
Yes, lovely.
okay. Compact.
Yeah, I can see that my workmanship paid off.
And you can make the pasta in other ways as well. You can add more interest by perhaps making it with spinach to make a green pasta. I think it's possible also to make it with squid ink to make a black pasta.
What could possibly go wrong with squid ink? Can you imagine?
That squid ink plus you equals no deadly baking. Philip's behind the camera and he's making me say, think of all the pastabilities.
I think we should probably sack the cameraman for that.
This is the moment you've been waiting for.
So I've seen these with handles before, but I think this has got a motor, which is getting me very excited. Because it involves maximum fun with minimum effort.
Intanto facciamo così.
Talking about maximum fun.
Very well, I know.
Seems to me that in Italy, to cook, you must also drink.
Yeah, is the spritz an important part of pasta making?
No. Not exactly, but this was made in Italy, in Padua.
Padua, I did not realise it came from Padua.
And l'Aperol era Pezzoli, it was a distilleria, come si dice, where
Yes,
to prepare distillery.
What's it made of?
It's an infusion of herbs.
Sì, un infuso
And,
d'erbe. So,
Very nice.
And in here you have part of this.
è part of this. Part
Oh,
of
tonic water.
Tonic
Tonic
water. Tonic water.
Okay,
Sì.
sì.
Tonic. And then Prosecco.
You know I have a phobia of cork.
Voila.
Oliver once opened a bottle of champagne in my mother's kitchen and the cork went straight through the glass line and left just a perfect circle.
No.
Yes, so he's terrified.
Ever
now.
since then, because honestly, if you put a champagne cork through Isabel, Stephanie's mother's light in her kitchen, you will be terrified for life of that champagne cork.
But so in here you have Aperol and water.
And water.
Okay,
yes.
Aperol and water. Okay.
And then I
Yes.
put the
And then the tonic.
the tonic and then
Yes.
I put the Prosecco.
It's important to eat to work up an appetite for lunch.
Well, as the French say, l'appétit vient en mangeant.
Esatto, anche da voi. L'appetito viene mangiando.
Oh, you say that in Italy as well?
It's the same.
So it's really only the British who don't say you need to eat.
In British, no?
We don't have that saying.
No, because English cooking. Sorry.
It went through a bad couple of decades. But I think in the past it was good.
Yes.
And now we're getting good.
It's changed because it's around Gordon Ramsay, so change all the rules of the cooking. Buon appetito, tanti auguri, have a good taste.
Cheers.
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 Cheers. Bene.
This is bacalhau mantecato, local speciality. It's salt cod with cream. It's delicious.
We want to try? Prego.
Yeah, thank you.
Sempre like a round.
Ah,
Okay.
Steffi, there seems to be a delay in the supply chain.
get back to your spritz, Ollie.
A subtle hint.
Molto bene, molto bene. You can see this pasta.
Is that the right sort of
Yes,
thickness?
lovely and stretchy.
Esatto, vedi?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Ecco,
And this is the right.
cioè la senti che adesso la tagliamo, we cut because it's
Oh yeah.
Yes.
e vedrete quanta roba viene fuori, diciamo così. Allora, 1, 2, 3, 4, vai, go!
So I just press this. Do I to number 2?
Sì, oh, sì.
Anything could happen.
Fai così, fai
We'll do it
così.
again.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know this bit.
Ok? For 2 or 3 twice.
This is very, very satisfying.
Sì, adesso stringiamo un po'.
Okay, let's make it even thinner.
We've gone thinner, and so this time we're going straight through without folding. We're at number 6 now.
Super thin.
Okay, we have our
Voilà.
Excellent.
Fantastico. With this hand,
Yes.
one with the other.
oh,
Oh, so satisfying.
oh, lovely.
And the other, the third end.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
I so want to do
Great.
that.
yeah.
You want to do the next one? Ollie?
Go. Now use la farina,
Lovely.
use the flour, and you can conserve in the fridge in a plastic box.
For how long?
1, 2, 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
yeah.
do a batch of it.
Sì, sì.
Lovely.
No.
Hand number 1,
Vassoio.
hand number 2, and now hand number 3. It's coming round this side. This is so much fun.
Esatto.
Okay, I'm ready for it now.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
pumped up for it.
Sì.
I'll take this bit up.
You can use to separate them instead of the flour, the
Yes.
white flour.
Right, we're going
you've got
in.
this. You've got this,
So
Ollie.
is that stuck in there?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
I'm just going to start turning.
Oh, actually, even I can do that.
I think you'd be surprised at how easy that
And now I
was.
have to
And now you can put this one down.
put this one
You
down.
can put that one down and then pick those up underneath as you keep turning.
Sorry.
No, the other way.
Oh.
No, yeah.
What? You sure? Oh, no, 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 no.
Sorry.
Stephanie is sabotaging me. I feel this may not be my natural talent. Pasta
No,
making.
you've got this.
Actually, that's better. That's good. That feels good. Here we go. Should I put these in there?
The next lot, Ollie.
Va bene.
And whilst we're making all this fuss about that, you're showing how to do it the
No, it's okay because I do like to prepare this because there is different of taste between the two way to
Yes.
prepare the pasta, of course. I do like you taste this and the other one. It's
Really? So-
good, the same, but
Different taste
Oh, yes,
with the different
different
ices.
taste.
Yes.
I don't understand that. That's
I'm
really
rolling it.
wow. That's amazing.
Excellent tagliatelle making. All
Molto bene.
I think I found my niche. I basically just do the machine. All the other stuff is quite hard work.
Vittoria is just frying the pancetta because I think we're going to have pancetta in our tagliatelle. It's smelling so good.
I prepare in the speck without anything because
Yes.
the effect of the speck is own condimento mix. I put inside the radicchio I prepared yesterday. This is radicchio, celery, radish.
And how did you prepare it?
I prepare with onions, oil, of course, little slices, and for half an hour. Okay.
Simple.
Simple. Then I put inside the radish, and then we mix the tagliatelle. Okay.
And then put everything together.
Okay. Tiramisu, the recipe. It's necessary to prepare the coffee.
Yes.
No?
This is a very Italian problem, isn't it? Which one of my 200 coffee makers?
E questo va bene. Very easy.
Yes.
Allora, 1 egg, 1 spoon of sugar. Finish.
Wow. I like these ingredient measurements.
My mother prepares too.
Yeah, instinctively, I think Italians are born knowing how to make tiramisu.
Esatto, va bene, volevo però un contenuto
Mascarpone.
montare chiare.
One of my favorite things is this planet. Because when I moved to France, they don't have proper double cream as they have it in England, and I love double cream. And after trying lots of different replacements, I discovered that mascarpone actually is better than double cream.
Is it sort of, why is it better?
It's just richer, more delicious and thicker. I love it.
Comes to the right place.
The white here,
White.
and okay. I have just prepared the other.
Well done, Stephanie.
Oh, sì, va bene.
Stephanie, do you want to take over?
No,
I'm worried about this beautiful apron.
Okay, very good. Yeah. Now we incorporate mascarpone.
My favorite bit.
Ecco. Mix well not to have
Lumps. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Only one word from you and you're out of this kitchen.
No, I mean, as a manager, I am disappointed in my employee.
Mettiamo qua. I prefer to incorporate the white part of the egg. Okay,
well.
so we have to montare le chiare, come si dice con la piede.
you monchiare
Sì.
Is that, I just pour this in?
No, God, no.
I don't know what Monchiari
When that's clean, you have a very thin whisk.
Yeah.
Whisk them up.
The white.
Can I not?
Grow them,
can I use
montage
this
them.
or-
Monta.
Oh no, with this, with the machine. I thought I was going to have to do that manually. I was really worried.
Okay, good. Got this one. Okay.
So it's important to clean it, otherwise you're in
Yes,
trouble.
if you have any yolk on it, they won't rise.
Bring the cup. Okay, go. Aumentiamo la velocità.
Oh, high power.
More higher.
I've been allowed to go to 12.
Okay.
Does tiramisu come from this area?
Tiramisù?
Yeah.
It was invented in Treviso. One said there was an important restaurant in Treviso. One said a mom.
Historians have argued for years and years and centuries about the origins of tiramisu.
Legend.
But they're all agreed on Treviso, which is a miracle.
I can put inside just a little bit of marsala or rum.
So that would be better.
Questi.
Oh yeah, both all.
One or the other, Oliver.
This is going to be a party, this isn't going to be lunch.
Abbastanza. Allora,
Is this
the
good?
trick is correct.
Oh,
Quite,
that's
quite. Just and very gently.
There we go. Folding in.
Esatto.
I think you start with a bit to fold in first, and then there's no, just not yet.
sorry.
Because we're going to keep the air in it.
Piano.
I keep forgetting I'm sous chef.
You have to put the savoiardi inside the coffee, and then to prepare the base of
Hang on.
the
I think I can do this bit. So I'm putting this in there.
put entire inside.
Okay.
Not one by one because it's very
Oh, that's
very quick.
Life is full of constant
Um,
surprises for
No,
Oliver.
this is
Right, that's right.
excellent.
Meanwhile, we are lucky enough we're allowed to go and have our starter.
better,
The
okay.
starter is chicken in the sour sauce. So the white wine and vinegar sauce with lots of onions and raisins and pine
raisins
nuts.
and pine nuts.
So this is a very old Venetian recipe. This looks delicious.
Thank you to you. Mix the food because under the cup there is a salad, vero?
Yes.
Thank you so much for showing us your lovely home, and I feel like I've come into an Italian family.
This is the intention
Definitely
of
does.
this way to stay. Thank you
wonderful.
very much to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Allora, the water was boiled.
Yes.
I put aside the salt, of course, and a little bit of olive oil because with the fresh pasta is better.
Not sticking, yes.
Okay. This is the sauce. Okay, sauce. Radish, speck. I put inside a little butter. Yes, just good. Then there is the ragu. Ragu is prepared, of course, before because it's a long time. And leave 8 hours.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
So this is the machine-made one going in?
Yeah.
Yes. How many minutes do you think?
No. 2 or 2. Not too much.
The smells as well. That's the other things you can't smell. We're smelling the moment we've been waiting for.
So good.
This period is good for radish. The winter.
Oh, look at that. It's that moment it's lifted into the plate.
E qui mettiamo proprio.
This is a good moment, and I can see that it's very well sliced, the pasta, Oliver. That you are absolutely masterful with that machine.
Is it good? Look at that face. I think the face says it all. Do you think I could put the camera down so that I can start eating, please?
I'm having a bit of a spiritual moment over here. This is divine.
See what you mean. This was so much fun. We have earned our lunch, and that feels really good. Another meal has arrived.
But I cannot eat a second plate of pasta, but I want to taste the tagliatelle because these are the ones that you made. And I know that obviously you want the machine one to be best because you put it through that machine.
I'm just curious as to why it tastes different. Is it different texture?
I was going to say it's much meatier, but it's a plate of ragu. Of course, it's meatier. No, but the pasta has a lot more bite. It's firmer. It's more substantial. I think it's not just because it's thicker. It is better. There's no doubt whatsoever that this is better.
You're right. They're both good. I think this is better, but this is so much hard work, and it's not as much fun as the machine. Let's be clear.
Oh, the machine is really fun. And which do you prefer, the ragu or the radicchio with speck?
I think radicchio with speck simply because I haven't had it before. It's just so unusual.
Me too. That was my favourite.
They're both
Delicious.
absolutely amazing. Let's taste this tiramisu.
And also look at the vintage plate and this. All of Vittoria's tableware is vintage. It's fabulous. Vittoria made this one yesterday because ours will be ready tomorrow.
Might come back for it. Good.
The addition of the egg whites makes it light and airy and fluffy. And you could almost persuade yourself there's no calories in this. Thank you for welcoming us in your incredibly beautiful home.
It was so funny when you said I live in a palazzo. I was like, which? I thought you were joking. I thought you were joking. And we get there. And I went,
No, it's a real palazzo.
It's beautiful.
absolutely lovely. Thank you. And
Thank you very
your
much.
hospitality's been amazing. So after that rather large lunch,
All I wanted to do was sleep, I'll be honest.
instead of that, we have decided to come to the University of Padua Botanical Gardens.
Spectacular. This
Yeah.
is the oldest botanical garden in the world. There's linked to a university and it's in the same place that it was first planted. This garden dates from 1545.
Just made a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
It's incredible, but the oldest plant in it was planted in 1585 and has survived all this time and is very, very famous because it inspired Goethe in the late 18th century to write his essay on the metamorphosis of plants. The idea came to him as he sat in this garden looking at what is now known as Goethe's palm. And there it is, it has its own special little house.
Let's go into Goethe's palm house. After you, madam.
Thank you so much, sir. It's huge. Absolutely huge.
I love the way it's got its own house.
And what Goethe particularly loved about it and found fascinating was the way that there are leaves really far down on the trunk.
Can we go in?
I think so, yes. Let's go hang out with Goethe's palm tree. It's lovely to see the blossoms starting on the trees and know that really spring has started. Just the sight of these lovely herbs is making me think that I could start cooking all over again. This is.
Sorry. Do you know what? I wish I'd brought my paints to Italy.
We have to come back to this city. This was just a flying visit, but my goodness, we have just discovered that there is so much to see here. It has the second oldest university in Italy, only predated by the one in Bologna. The University of Padua started in 1222. It is 800 years old this year. And people from all over the world flocked to learn here. For example, Casanova, I don't know how good he was at his studies, but he certainly came here.
Studies of love.
Galileo taught here. In fact, his desk can be seen at the university still.
Palladio was born here.
Yes, or Palladio, depending on how you want to pronounce it.
Well, I say Palladio, you say Palladio.
And the Italians say Palladio.
Okay, fair enough.
He was born here, and there are so many things we want to come and discover. And of course, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site for frescoes. The ones we saw were spectacular. But there's a masterpiece of frescoes here, the Scrovegni Chapel, and we must come and spend time there. I think we could spend an entire holiday here, making a different vlog every day. But Verona calls. We have to go there. We're meeting our friends and going to see a concert version of Rigoletto. And our train is leaving in about half an hour.
We're going to do our first ever vlog selfie together. Hello. It's been amazing. And I just want to thank Padua. And we will be back. But as we said, Verona calls. We've got that train to catch. So let's skedaddle.
Thank you, Padua, for the culture. And thank you, Vittoria, for the extra inches that I will be carrying with me to Verona. It was delicious and amazing.
Absolutely. Goodness, yes. Probably shouldn't eat tonight, but we will anyway.
Bye all. We'll see you
Bye.
next week from
Safe
Verona.
travels.